The main thing communists want are your kids. They see in the family the reproduction of values from one generation to the next. That reproduction has to be interrupted. So they have to not just get a hold of your kids and brainwash them to believe in communism and to push communism. They have to get a hold of your kids so that you can't, as they would say it, brainwash them first. Children, as it turns out, are a lot more impressionable than adults. It's very easy to convince children of something that's not true or not totally true than it is to convince adults, because their brains haven't completely formed yet. They haven't fully developed. They're still learning, even to the level of who they are and identity. Their media environment is saturating them with a certain kind of messaging.
Now we're in the end stages of a communist takeover of America's K-12 education, with wokeism being pushed at every hand.
Systemic racism, systemic homophobia and transphobia, systemic sexism. In other words, your entire social and political existence is contoured by these really unjust systems of domination and power that don't simply go away by themselves. In fact, they perpetuate themselves. And so being woke means that you're aware of this and that you're aware that you need to denounce it.
With wokeism, you've got critical race theory, where the oppressed class is people of color, and the oppressors are whiteness, white supremacy, and systemic racism.
First, I don't like the idea of teaching children that they're victims of any kind. And I come from the highest level of victim, marginalized, whatever. You are teaching people to be miserable and to live in a sense of constant misery. I find that extremely abusive to do to any single child.
With woke Marxist queer theory, the oppressed class is gays, and the oppressor class is something called heteronormativity.
We're undermining parents, or we're undermining the family unit by saying that it's destructive to have any sort of heteronormative society, which is really what most of society is generally composed of. We're setting up future generations who don't have the correct structure, the correct normal structure, that the God-given structure that we were born into. It took a man and a woman to make this child.
There's gender theory, with transgender individuals as the oppressed class and so-called cis-normativity as the oppressor, where males are males and females are females. And then let's not forget radical feminism and fat studies. The red flags that you're looking at a Marxist playbook are this oppressed versus oppressor framework, the constant harping on grievance, even of things in the very distant past, and also the advocating for tearing down the systems of power by any and all means as a supposed solution. Wokeism calls for viewing all of history, all of society, through the single lens of oppressed versus oppressor power dynamics. It demands its adherents destroy and dismantle key institutions of society, violently if need be.